Okay, when is Daniel Radcliffe gonna quit being typecast as something with magical powers? First it's a boy wizard, then it's like, it's that movie, whatever that movie is, and now a farting magical corpse. I mean, when is this guy gonna surprise us? Swiss Army Man is the first feature film from Daniels. Two guys named Daniel who decided to go by Daniels. In the movie, Paul Dano goes against type by playing a sad, lonely white person. He meets Daniel Radcliffe's character, a rotting corpse that somehow has magical powers. The two strike an unlikely friendship as they both try to get home. There are also lots of fart jokes. So this movie made a big hullabaloo on the internet a few months back, mostly just because it looked so weird. It's definitely refreshing to see a movie that is basically something like you've never seen before. And there definitely was a sense after you saw this trailer of, what the crap did I just watch? This movie premiered at the Sundance Film Festival, and supposedly lots of people during the screening actually walked out. But those who did stay and saw the entire film absolutely loved it. And I can definitely kind of understand. I can see people at the Sundance Film Festival kind of turning up their nose at this, because this has a lot of kind of childish, infantile humor. So the movie opens with Paul Dano about to kill himself because he's been stranded on an island for God knows how long, but then he sees Daniel Radcliffe's floating dead corpse, and all that changes. And eventually Paul Dano realizes that this dead body is possibly magic, possibly has insane farting powers. He can basically ride his farts onto the water like a jet ski. He can use him to chop huge things of wood. He can put things in his mouth and then fire him like a gun. And he also starts to talk, which is not something that dead bodies usually do. So it is possible that Paul Dano is just imagining all of this. In fact, you pretty much kind of assume that he is just imagining all of this in his head, that he is like kind of gone nuts from starvation and being alone for so long. But Daniel Radcliffe, as the dead body, basically has the knowledge of a toddler. He doesn't know or remember anything about life. So Paul Dano has to teach him all about life and what things mean, and through this, we kind of dissect Paul Dano's character and learn why he left society and why he wants to get back. So through a very unconventional narrative, the directors and writers want to talk about these sort of deep existential ideas, but at the same time, it's a movie about a farting corpse. I should also mention that I really, really dug this movie. I think it's one of my favorite movies of the year, and it's definitely not going to be everyone's cup of tea. The tone of the film really reminded me of something along the lines of South Park, where a lot of people think of South Park as this very crude show with a lot of cursing and poop humor. And it is that, but it's also very cleverly written, and usually there are really great ideas and messages kind of hidden in there. Not even really hidden in there. Filmmakers really wanted to make a movie about these sort of beautiful existential ideas of life and meaning, but at the same time, they also really wanted to not stray away from their sensibility, which is to make funny fart jokes. And the fart jokes in this movie are really funny. Just when you think fart humor isn't really funny anymore, we've progressed beyond that. Here comes this movie to be like,
people don't like other people's farts.
Is that why you don't fart in front of me?
I just like to do it alone. Or hold it in. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's so sad.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe give really excellent performances in this movie as well. Especially Daniel Radcliffe. I think this is his best performance. And you might think, well, he plays a dead body. But once you actually see the movie, you realize that it's much more than that. It's a very interesting and very heartfelt performance. The last act of the movie takes a little bit of a turn, and I this is sort of a compliment, but I almost wasn't sure where this movie was going, and I was very afraid of where it was going. But then it ends on a note that is just perfect for this movie. I also really love the music in this movie. I think it was almost all completely done by Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe doing, or someone just doing a cappella noises to create an entire score, an entire soundtrack. They basically took the idea of that when you're alone in the woods, there would be no music. You would probably just be singing and creating all the music. So they very cleverly took that idea and incorporated it into the score. But like I said, this movie definitely isn't everyone's cup of tea. Some people might find it a little too juvenile. Maybe the humor won't specifically work for you. For me, it really did work, and especially the anchor of this movie is the relationship between Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe, which is very heartfelt and very emotional at times. Mostly this movie just feels like a breath of fresh air. It's strange. You don't really know where it's going. There's some very interesting and unique choices with editing that I really, really liked, specifically with scenes of montage. Also, just like South Park, there is a song about montage while a montage is happening. I can definitely say that if you saw the trailer for this movie and it looked like something you would be interested in, you're probably going to like it. But if you saw the trailer to this and just thought, what the hell is that? That's dumb, I'm not. Then you probably won't like this movie because it is every bit as weird as the trailer insinuates that it is. So from the genius minds who brought you the music video of Turn Down for What?
Turn down for what?
Swiss Army Man. There probably won't be another movie like this year.